Hello everybody and thank you for joining me. This is Sierra from Sierra T Designs, and today I have this Distress Oxide ink blended Santa card to share with you. So let's jump right in. So I'm going to make a mini slimline card, and for that I like to cut my cardstock down to 6 by 6 inches, and then I score at the 3-inch mark. And I'm also going to make a black mat and have a white panel to go on the front that we're going to blend on. So my white panel is about 1/4 of an inch smaller than my base will be, and then my black mat is about an 1/8 of an inch smaller than my base will be. So hopefully that kind of makes sense, but you can see here I'm just going to trim down on my cardstock. I like to do this beforehand, as long as I know that I want to add a mat to my card, just so that then I can kind of visualize what I'm doing with the elements in the card. So I find that easier for me. So I do like to cut down everything kind of in advance. And then I'm going to score my cardstock there just so I can get that 3 by 6 inch base. And that is my preferred mini slimline. There's no wrong mini slimline card, I don't think, because I mean, for me personally, I create my own envelopes, so it doesn't really matter what size I make because I'll make an envelope for it, but that is kind of my preferred size. And then I was kind of thinking that this was, because of course I'm doing Christmas in July right now, and if you guys have been with me for a minute, you know that I generally trend towards non-traditional Christmas cards. That's kind of my preferred direction. And so this is another one of those. But in this, I was kind of thinking that this was like Santa was going home the next morning. Like he had taken all the gifts and he was on his way home at the end of his night, which would of course be like sunrise. So that's kind of what I was thinking for this color palette. So I'm going to use some squeezed lemonade, carved pumpkin, that took me a minute, and picked raspberry to kind of create a very vibrant sky in the background. And I do like to kind of blend between them. I find that the domed foams really help to get a smooth blend between your colors. Also, I like to use the HammerMill Cardstock. I find it's a really great all-around cardstock because you can alcohol ink color on it, you can blend on it, you can do a lot of techniques with it. And you can add a little bit of moisture. Not a lot, because of course it's not a watercolor paper, but I will add a little moisture to it here in a minute and you'll see that it has no issues. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I recorded a studio tour the other day, and I'm a little nervous about showing it just because generally when you see people's studios, they're stunning. Like I've seen Christina Warner do a walkthrough and her studio's like phenomenal, and I've seen some really great studios, and mine's more like organized chaos. I know where things are, but they're not, like not everything has its special place. And, so I'm a little nervous to show you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you actually want to see it, even though it's not going to be like the dream studio people, generally show? Let me know what you think. I'd really like to know what you guys are thinking about that. But then I jumped in and I'm going to stamp some trees onto my background. So here I have the Simon Says stamp. I think it's the forest scenery stamp set. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Everything I use is linked and listed down below if you're ever curious about anything I'm specifically using. But I'm going to stamp out 5 trees onto my background, and I used Versafine Onyx black ink for this because it stamps beautifully. It's such a rich black that it's probably my favorite non-Copic safe ink. And I just stamped out 5 trees. I kind of wanted to create 2 kind of clusters. That's kind of what I was thinking. And then for the Santa die, this is going to be cut out of black glitter cardstock. Now this, you can't get this die anymore. It was the freebie for December 2021 from Simon Says Stamp, and Tim Holtz, of course, designed it. You can't get it anymore. I actually didn't get one personally. I didn't order anything Tim Holtz in December like last year. I was really lucky that a girlfriend of mine actually ordered 2 things of Tim Holtz. So she gifted this to me, and I finally got to use it for Christmas in July. And I know that you can't get anymore, which really sucks, and I hate to show things you guys can't get. But at the same time, I want to use what's in my stash, right? So I kind of have a little bit of a conundrum there, but I really wanted to use this because I thought it would look really cool, and I'll try to link to something similar to it because of course you can't get it. So if you got it, awesome. I think this is a really cool way to do this. And of course you could do a nighttime background as well instead of this more summer, well, not necessarily summer, but this very bright, vibrant background where I'm kind of thinking like it's turning into morning time. You could of course do a night background and have Santa flying through there, which would be really, really cool too. But This is kind of what I was thinking when I made this, but I did splash on some Perfect Pearls mixed up in my little mini mister bottle. I just kind of thought this would add kind of like those fading stars, right? Because it's changing from night to morning. And I just thought it'd be kind of cool to have some glitter in the background that was a little more subtle, because the Perfect Pearls will pick up a bit of the pigment in behind them. So they're not like bright white, which I think looks really neat. And it was kind of just like the stars were starting to go away and the sun was coming up and it was starting to look really vibrant outside. So I thought that was really pretty. And then to pop up my Santa Claus and the reindeer, I brought in some black thin 3D foam squares, and I am going to use my craft pick here just to lay them down where I want them. It's just easier with my longer nails. I can use my fingernails, but generally I get my head in the way and you guys can't see what I'm doing. So this is just kind of easier. I mean, reverse tweezers would also work. It's just that was sitting on my desk because I had just been using it for poking out the little pieces that were in that die. And I just really wanted to have a little dimension on this, but very small amount of dimension, so it would still fit in an envelope beautifully. And then I'm going to kind of just show you guys, this glitter cardstock's really pretty. I don't use black glitter cardstock as often as I should. I kind of end up really drawn towards like gold or silver, or I don't use black often, and I should because it's so neat. But I tend towards not black glitter cardstock for some reason, and I'm gonna have to maybe order some more because I only had like a little tester pack of it, and after using it on this card I'm kind of like, whoa, I need to bring this in for more silhouette images because it's just stunning. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I used my Nuvo Deluxe glue to adhere my layers down. You saw me put my Misti on top of it just to make sure that it adhered nicely. I did have a small bit of warping just because of the liquid that I had added. Nothing to get excited about. It would have adhered fine. It's just that I tend to put my Misti on top of things because it's sitting on my desk and I figure why not. And then I brought in my reverse tweezers just to remove the release paper on the back of these thin 3D foam squares. And you did see me cut them in half there as well. I just cut them in half while they're still on their backing sheet, and then I can easily use them for smaller images whenever I need to. So just a way to kind of make them a little bit more versatile, which I kind of enjoy. So now I'm going to adhere this down. And I kind of had an idea for placement for this before I even started. I kind of knew what I was looking to make in my head, so I kind of knew where I was going. And I'm not going to add a sentiment to this card. You could, of course, like Merry Christmas or whatever you wanted to add that was Christmas related, Happy Holidays or whatever. I'm not going to, because I don't want to take away from that really vibrant background. And I think that the sentiment would, personally. So I chose to just add a couple of like clear crystals, or they're like a whitey crystal, because again, I was kind of thinking like stars in the background. And then that's kind of all I decided to do. And I am in love with this card. I think it turned out so fun, so vibrant. I love it. I would love to know what you guys think of it. Let me know down in the comments. Please leave me a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.